nice stretches to recover that body. We're going to come to the end of our mat. Just going to inhale the arms up. Exhale down. You can swan dive, you can bend the knees. Just meet me in a little forward fold here. So you have a little bentness in your knees here. Take a hold of opposite elbows. Drape your head down towards the floor and just sway into the right foot and the left foot. So try to keep your legs active. Core pulling up and in, but just sway in the wind, right and left. Just starting to wake up the back, get a little stretch in the back of the legs. And come down to the center. Just walk your way out, just till you find a nice stretch in your calves. So a little easy down dog. Walk it out. And then bend your knees deeply, trying to drive your chest closer to your thighs. Biceps are by your ears, the crown of your head is reaching down, your sits bones and seat are reaching up. Really focus on that back here, try to pull your shoulders away from your ears. And then slowly let the right heel go towards the mat. Find your breath. Don't force the heel more than it wants to go. Just let it find the mat, find gravity. And change sides. Just breathe deeply. And send them both down to the floor for those nice calf stretches. We do our releves in class, we really do work those calves. And then you're just going to bend your knees, come on down, all fours, quadruped. Hands are directly under the shoulders, knees are directly under the hips. Try to rotate the elbow joint to face the back, so the crease faces the front. Neutral spine, let's drop the chest towards the floor on an inhale. And exhale round. And again, drop the chest, separate the sits bones, look forward, drive the hands towards your knees. And exhale round, push the palms forward. It's an isometric feeling, we don't move the hands. And just go back and forth at your own pace. See how much space you can make between the vertebrae. Really let that air come out of the core. Beautiful, one more of each. Last time. And come back to the center. We're going to send our right arm all the way up to the sky, a little rotation. And then we're going to thread that arm underneath the left one, palm up to the sky, come down onto that right shoulder and that right ear. stay where you are. I'm just going to turn this direction. I'm going to show you what my left elbow is doing. I've got active left fingertips. My elbow is up to the sky. I'm trying to open up to the left. See if you'd like to stretch out your left leg. You might want to lift it up for a little balance challenge, or not. Maybe you stretch the arm forward. Push the top of that right hand down. And push your left hand into the floor. Come on up. And again, rotate to that side. And come down to the center. A couple of cat and cows to reset. Inhale. Exhale round. Inhale, spread the sits bones apart, reach the heart forward, exhale. And come back to the center. And take this arm out to the side, open up the chest. And thread it under, palm to the sky. Come down onto that shoulder, the ear. Tense your fingers. Let your elbow point up to the sky. Push this hand down. Try to get an opening through the chest. You might stretch out your leg. You might lift it up. Whichever option feels good for your body. Oh, and there's my dog doing a down dog. And an up dog and a little leg stretch. Push into your hand. Come on, back up, rotate to the side. Isn't it wonderful how nature, you see what we learn from our pets? Come back down again. Let's take our knees out to the side and child's pose. Let's bring our elbows down to the mat. Take your palms behind your head into a little prayer stretch. You stay where you are. You might walk your elbows forward a little bit. Try to draw your shoulder blades back. See if you can sink those seats back towards your heels. Find your breath, get a nice stretch in the arms and the back. And then gently release it. You're going to come back to all fours. And then I'm going to show you frog, which is really nice for the hips and the lower back. So from all fours, you're just going to bring your legs, your knees straight out to the side. And you can go out as far as feels good for your flexibility. Once you get that nice inner thigh stretch, make sure your heels come directly behind your knees and flex your feet. And then you're going to take your feet out about an inch to the right and the left. And then come down onto your forearms. So you should immediately get a nice stretch in your inner thighs. Pull your shoulders out of your ears and you might slightly go back with the hips towards the feet. And just breathe into this sensation. Make sure you have those flexed feet and they're out a little bit from the knees. If it feels really uncomfortable, you can come forward a bit and then go back again. pulling your shoulders out of your ears. And just find a place that you'd like to stay for a few breaths. See if you can have those nice 4-second inhales. And exhale. And then gently come up onto your arms. Nicely bring those knees back in again. And we're just going to come down onto our belly. So take it down. Bring your arms out to the side, palms face down. And you're just going to bring that right hand in. Bring your knee up to the side. And you're going to lift that knee, take it behind you with the foot. Try to direct the knee to the sky, getting a nice stretch in the front of my right arm over here. Collarbone. Keep this arm active always. If you want to put your head down, feel free. You can play around with flipping that palm up to the ceiling behind you and palm down, whichever feels good. Gently release. You're going to bring your right hand underneath your head. Bring the heel up to your seat. And just go around and find that foot. Kick your hand into your foot. Make sure your navel's engaged. We're going to stretch the quadricep just like we do when we stand. Try to bring the knee up a little bit if you like. Maybe push the floor away. Try to open up through the front body again, shoulders pulled down and back. Get that nice quadricep stretch. You can also rest your head. Without slingshotting it, let go with control. Awesome. Now we're going to stretch out our arms and we're going to come to the other side. So again, when you're ready, come up to the left fingertips like a little tripod. Bring that knee out to the side and behind you. If you can open up the knee to the sky, you can play around flipping your palm to the sky or down. A few more breaths here. Try to open up through that front body. And gently unwind. Bring your arm under your head. Bring your heel to your seat. Go around and find that foot. And again, optioned if that's enough of a stretch to stay there. Or you can push your chest slightly off, shoulders down and away from your ears, and you might lift up the knee. Whatever stretch you feel in the front of that quadricep. Actively find your scapula and pull it down your back. about slingshotting the foot. Release it with control. Push into the floor. And meet me back in child's pose or puppy pose. I'll show you puppy. Child's, you know, you go back with the seat to the heels. Puppy, you bring your seat to the sky, chest to the floor. Just melt. And push into your palms, walk your way back, come up all the way. I'm going to bring that right leg through to a 90-90 lunge. So just nice shoulders over the hips, over the back knee. You're going to tuck your hips slightly up towards your ribs. You might look down at your core as you draw it in, lengthen that spine. So keep that feeling in the core here. Squeeze your glutes. Left arm up to the sky, up and over. You can rest your arm or you can reach it down if you have a block. So keep in the 90-90 for now. I'm going to turn towards you. I'm going to give you some nice little options for your arm. So with your palm forward, bring it to goalpost or goddess arm. Stretch it out, reach it back over your head. Just kind of bring it down, stretch it out. Getting a really nice stretch in that side body. Use your breath. Couple more times here. Last one. Stretch it over. Really breathe into that side waist, those intercostals. Come back up again. And maybe a little back bend. Drive the hips forward. Get a little stretch in your hip flexors. Lift your heart up if that feels good for you. Look between the hands. And come back to neutral. I'm going to flex that front foot. Drive the quadricep up away from the kneecap. And you might rest in a forward fold here. Or you might come down a little lower. Keep lifting your heart forward. Finding that nice hamstring stretch here. Maybe you reach for the toes, pull them back to your nose. Maybe you find your split, just push that heel forward until you get a nice stretch. If you have a block, you can put it underneath your knee. Again, keep those fingers nice and active. Keep your body nice and safe. Bring your hands to the inside of that leg. Gently make your way back. And let's set up for the other side. Bring that leg through to 90-90. Tilt your hips under slightly, squeeze your glutes. Pull in that navel. Really activates this thigh here. And then keep that sensation with this nice long spine. Arm can rest. Come on up and over. Breathe into that waistline. And when you're ready, add that flow. Give me a goddess arm. Reach it out, stretch it over. Just find a nice flowy sensation. Pull the elbow down, stretch the arm out and over. Beautiful. A few more times. Stretch those muscles, breathe into those lungs. Last one here. And come back to the center, send your other arm up to the sky. Maybe drive the hips forward. Keep squeezing the glutes. Look up between the hands. And then return. Flex that front foot. Lift the quadricep away from the kneecap. Find a place. You can rest here. You might have your hands on blocks. Hinge at those hips. You might reach for those toes. Keep your core engaged, your heart reaching forward. You may take your variation of a split, or you can stay right where you were. Bring your hands to the inside of your foot, gently make your way back. Beautiful. And just meet me right here. Reach your arms all the way up. Take a hold of your right arm, stretch it to the left. And change sides. Bring your arms out in front of you. You're going to cross your left arm under your right one. And maybe meet me in eagle arms. You might take a hold of your thumb if you can't put your palms together, or you can just hug yourself. And then just gently lift the arms up and down. Feeling a stretch in the shoulder blades, they're being pulled apart in your back body, should feel nice. And unwind, change direction, other arm underneath, up and down, just a little bit, or you can just hold it. Breathe into that back body. And release. Take your hands onto your hips. See if you'd like to curl your toes up. Reach your arms up. You can leave your right arm where it is. Reach your left arm back for the heel. Stretch it up. Push those hip flexors forward. Drive off your heel with your hand and change sides. Drive off your heel. And just bring your hands down. Bring your heels down. And meet me right here in this forward fold one more time. So your knees are a little bit bent. Your hands are down in front of your toes. Let's just stretch the left leg all the way. Try to feel that calf stretch, the hamstring, the glute. See if you can exaggerate the bend in your other leg, as this one is nice and straight. And change sides, bend that knee, straighten the other leg. Bend the knees, straighten both the legs. You might want to come to your shins, straightening out the calves. Maybe you lift up into a releve, lift your seat to the sky. Maybe you lift the toes. And release it down. We're going to walk out to a plank and we're going to meet in a nice pigeon, single-legged pigeon. Bring yourself out. A few options here. I'm going to give you one of the relaxed pigeon and then we can take it in traditional. So from here you're just going to bring your knee in towards your chest and then place your knee down by your left hand. And then you're just going to walk that leg back nice and long. Let your knee come out to the side slightly and sit down onto that seat. Bring your elbows on either side of that front knee and relax. If that feels good for you and your seat is getting a nice stretch, stay there. I'm going to take you into the more traditional pose where you lift yourself up. See if you can bring your foot away from your other leg. And now make sure that knee and those toes are on the floor. You've reached that leg long. Again, try to relax through the seat here. If neither of those work for you, you can do figure 4 on your back where you cross one leg over. See if you'd like to stretch your arms out. I'll show you that figure 4 option. If none of those felt good for you, you could be here and thread your needle. You got another few rounds of breath wherever you are on that seat. And when you're ready, just roll yourself over. Come back with those toes ready. Lift up the back leg and come back to your plank and find the same version on the other side. So bring that left knee in, bring it over to the hand, and again you might let this knee drop to the side, come down onto your seat. Option 1 is there. Otherwise, knee is down, feet are back, toes are down. Option here. Reach those arms out, let that left seat find the floor. Or you're in your figure 4 on your back. More breaths right where you are. Let that seat relax into the floor. And then mindfully use your arms to push yourself up. Curl those toes under, lift the knee. Come back to your plank. Come down onto your knees. Quick little childs. And round yourself up. And come over onto your seat. We finish off with those hamstrings and quadriceps. So you're going to have your feet nice and flexed, knees are bent, and just slide your heels forward until you get a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Don't force them down if they don't want to go down. If they are down, you might slide the flesh from your seat. Let your sits bones go back and down, relaxed forward. See if you'd like to bring your peace fingers around your big toe, rotate your elbows down towards your shins, your calves. And roll yourself up. Final stretch. Just take your legs out to a nice wide straddle. Flex your feet. Now bring your left arm into the inside of that leg. Just lift your arm up and over. Reaching those fingers towards the toes. And turn your chest to the knee. Come up slowly, change sides. Rotate to the knee. And come back with control. Take a hold of your knees, bring them in. We're going to meet forward of our feet. Turn to the side. And enjoy a really slow roll up, one bone at a time from the tailbone. Heavy arms, heavy head. Let the arms come up before the head stacks back on the shoulders. Stretch it up. Push your feet down. You might look up between your hands. And hands down through heart center. I hope you feel wonderful. I hope you stretched out all those muscles. Recovering the muscles is imperative to the safety of your body, keeping it injury-free, keeping you coming back to classes, hopefully daily. So join me again. Repeat. Work out, stretch, repeat. Have a good day. Thanks for joining.